Hello and welcome back to Divergent Reactions. Today on the channel we're reacting to Nightwish and a live rendition of Wishmaster. Say it then. After my last two videos, I've been since educated and made aware there are actually three vocalists in the history of, certainly lead vocalists in the history of Nightwish. And Tarja is the first one who I completely missed off. So I've gone back in time, back in history, to find a live rendition from the Tarja era. And thanks to the people in the comments who've suggested this and pointed these out in various ways. And I think it was Gabriel, was it, who made the really long post. That was brilliant, fantastic. So I'm going to get stuck in with this one, which was on that list. And this is Wishmaster live. People also said I should react to them live rather than the videos. So this will be really interesting to see. And also, I've got a feeling this is going to be more of the Nightwish that I was originally familiar with, having an operatic vibe as well, from years ago, way back when people were talking about them. So I'm going to get stuck in and listen to this and enjoy it. Wow, there's a big difference. What's that groove? Right. I'm just going to pause it there because I want to make sure I remember and take it all in and remember what I'm going to say, because I will forget if I wait till the end. Of course, as always, if you want to watch the original uninterrupted, it's in the description below. This is incredible. This is great. I think, echoing the comments that I've had on the previous videos, I definitely, it's only been 2 or 3 songs. You can't really make a full judgment about a band after 2 or 3 songs, but of the 3 sort of versions of the band of what I've seen so far, the latest iteration, is it Floor, the lead singer, is probably my favourite. That said, this comes a close second, I think. The operatic style does work really, really well with the metal, actually. And if this is 20 years old, they must have been, I say, one of the first bands to do it. Historically, metal and classical music have always gone really well together and gelled together. You know, thinking back to, I think it might have been recorded afterwards, I can't remember, but you've got Metallica's S&M album, and there's obviously film scores before that were mixing guitars and classical music. But this just works, and I can see why it's so popular. Certainly 20 years ago, when I was a teenager, I wouldn't have been into this because I was more of an indie kid. I was listening to bands like, well, Arctic Monkeys, not so much at the time, but Kaiser Chiefs, and you know, and I was a Britpop kid, Oasis, Manic Street Preachers, Blur. So I was into all that when I was younger. And dad rock, Led Zeppelin. So this is very different, but as somebody older now, I can appreciate it more, and I can appreciate the talent and the skill and the theatrics of it as well, which is another thing I love about it, is the pyros on stage and everything. So yeah, I'm very impressed so far. I'm guessing, obviously, again, I know this is quite early on in their career, but Tarja does look a little bit stiff on stage, like it's maybe nerves, quite a big gig. Let me know in the comments if that's true or not, or was this around the time there was any bad blood between them, which I think there was at some point in there before she left. So do let me know in the comments, because my memory is terrible, and you can tell me these things 100 times and I still won't remember, so please keep telling me them. Oh, I love that groove as well. Brilliant. I've just realised, so I'll wait to the end of the guitar solo to say anything, but I'm surprised, and this is a good surprise, I'm surprised how simplistic that guitar solo is, because, again, this is probably some sort of prejudice and bias within me, but I always assume that bands like these, the maybe more symphonic metal, power metal, whichever operatic metal, whichever subgenre you want to come from, tend to focus on complexity. And yes, of course, there's a technical proficiency involved, but that was a surprisingly simple guitar solo, but I love it. And I'm a big fan of less is more sometimes. And it fits the song really well. I also think in songs like this, where you've got such a singer with such a pure voice, to have an overcomplicated guitar solo it probably sounds too disjointed from the vocalist. You probably need a bit more of a, because she has such a beautiful flow to her voice, even though she's got a range, it's not got the same aggression that maybe the vibe I got more from the second singer, which I've forgotten her name. I want to say Annette, but I don't think it is. But the second singer's had more of a pop rock vibe style, and that a more distorted guitar solo would fit that better. And maybe Floor Jansen, I think that's the name of the new singer, is probably a hybrid of all those things together, which is why it works so perfectly. So yeah, for a band in the relatively early days, I know I think they formed in the 90s, but this is great. This is brilliant. I'm really impressed with it. Waiting for something like that. I was just thinking, there was a bit, and that was that Iron Maiden, the Trooper, was it? I'm sure is that an Iron Maiden riff? Because I recognise it. I'm sure. Yeah, is it the Trooper? I definitely know the riff. I'm not a big Maiden fan, but that I know the riff. But yeah, that was brilliant. I love that. I was just thinking there were little bits of it that did remind me. I've said this before. It reminded me of Iron Maiden. So before with them, not with these, with Love Bites it was. But yeah, this is. I like this. I like it. I like it a lot. You can tell because I'm smiling. You can tell I'm really into it. I'm just trying to work out. I think what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to go back and, well, I'm gonna have to watch more first of all, more Nightwish. So please let me know in the comments, which songs I should tackle next. From the 3 songs I've heard, I think Noise was my favorite. More because it's not what I would normally listen to. I mean, this isn't either, but I think it's probably made me. I was probably most skeptical about Bye Bye Beautiful on the basis that the style is more like what I'm familiar with for bands that I like. Which, in a weird flip, is probably why I like this and Noise more. Weirdly. So, yeah, no, this is great. This is brilliant. Please let me know in the comments. And thank you for watching as well. And please watch an end card and subscribe if you haven't already. Every time I forget which way around they are. You know the drill. Thank you, and